can finally see the full potential of this end-of-turn archetype with Invisible Woman First Steps joining Marvel Snap. Ironically, her synergies with other cards are stronger than those with her family. We'll get to her abilities in a bit, but first, who is Invisible Woman? Susan Storm and her brother Johnny unfortunately lost their mother in an automobile accident. Their father took to drinking and gambled the family fortune away, so the two kids eventually went to live with their aunt, who ran a boarding house. It was there Susan met and fell in love with Reed Richards. And by now we're very familiar with this story. Together with her brother Johnny, Sue accompanied Reed and their friend Ben on the rocket ship called the Marvel One. And on that fateful flight, the ship was bombarded by cosmic rays, and the four found out they had superhuman powers. Sue, in particular, could turn invisible and called herself Invisible Girl. Before Sue married Reed, though, there was a little wrench in their relationship by the name of Namor. You see, Sue was kinda infatuated with Namor and wasn't actually sure who she wanted to be with. It wasn't until Namor actually abducted Sue to court her that Sue made up her mind and decided she wanted to be with Reed. Sue's power also evolved. She could now turn other objects and people invisible and could create powerful force fields. She eventually married Reed and they had a son named Franklin. And now, this is for the fans of the skin in Marvel Rivals. The villain Psycho Man basically mind-controlled Sue, amplified her worst negative emotions, so basically like the comment section of any social media platform, and with all her powers and none of the restraint, she became Malice and attacked the Fantastic Four. And in one of the dumbest plot points ever, Reed basically uses the power of misogyny to defeat Malice and return Sue back to her regular self. This episode would actually be a turning point for the character. She changed her name to Invisible Woman, became more bold and daring as a person, and since then they've had so many more adventures. In Marvel Snap, Invisible Woman First Steps is a 3/5. Activate. This turn, your end-of-turn abilities happen twice. Now, you're gonna activate her when she's most advantageous, but most of the time that's gonna be turn 6. You wanna make the biggest impact on the final turn for that big surprise moment, right? Now, it's gonna be extra nasty with the high evolutionary shell. Let's say you've played Magic down already and you have 7 turns, right? Well, on turn 6, you activate Invisible Woman First Steps and you don't play any cards. Sunspot gets +6 twice. Evolved Cyclops procs twice. Misty Knight procs twice. You get the picture. Now, imagine her in a Athena Havoc deck or in a Doom 2099 deck. And then, of course, there's synergy with her family, the rest of the Fantastic Four. With Mr. Fantastic First Steps, you want to activate her on turn 5 and not 6. With Human Torch First Steps, it's important to note, too, that he can't double in power twice. Same for the Thing First Steps. If the lane is full, when you activate her, Thing gets +2 power, destroys an enemy card that's smaller, and then gains 2 power again. Yeah, it's kinda ironic that she works better in the other use cases than with her own family.
What do you mean?
That's it. I'm glad that